I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, give me fucking truth, baby. Come on. Let's go.
How have I been successful in life?
Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Analysis Podcast. I am New Shaun, also known as title fights kind of suck this year. They're kind of wipeouts, or they're boring, or a bit of both. I had a little bit of that on Saturday, but it was a pretty damn good pay-per-view card. At least the most of the rest of the fights came through and were fun. How we doing, Wes?
We're hanging in there. Yeah, thought it was a pretty good card. I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, you're right. The title fights were very lackluster, and it's kind of been that way this year. The sport's probably just gotten to a place where it's just like so close. You don't have your dynamic dudes. I guess there's some like Illa and guys are like, we get some elite level stuff, but yeah, more often than not here lately, it's been kind of lackluster. But I think a couple of the divisions that have been very down over the past 6, 7, 8, 9 years or whatever are starting to see some life again. And one division we'll talk about, even though the title fight was kind of lackluster, it's maybe as interesting as it's been in a while, maybe since GSP kind of Johnny Hendrick type days. So
yeah, we'll talk about the welterweight division. Welterweight division is definitely more exciting than that fight was on Saturday. We had Islam Makhachev 50-45 across the board. I mean, I didn't hate it. This felt like a classic like GSP performance where I had a bunch of money on GSP and he made it as basically stress-free as you could ask for in a title fight. Just absolute domination, and Jack Della just did not have an answer for those takedowns. I was a bit surprised it was that easy. I don't know if that says more about a fighter that's on this week's card in Bilal Muhammad or what, but yeah, that was pretty stress-free. Wish that Mac and Cheese could have got a finish, but credit to JDM. His sub defense was good. And Islam's not really going to ground and pound you. So at that point, it was we were kind of cruising to 25 minutes. What are your thoughts, Wes?
Yeah, I mean, props to Islam for going for the finish at times. Like he put his foot on the gas in that fight. I will give JDM credit over what we saw out of Drakus. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least JDM fought. Like he had no answer, but he fought. He was
still trying.
He tried. Like, he did everything physically possible. He was just overwhelmed by like say what you want, and like there's been some blips years back on Islam, but like guys have those that are greats. Like the 2 belt thing it still matters to me. Like, that's very impressive. I think now there's like 11 fighters of something, 9 or something like that that's done it, which is still a very, very small number. But the domination, man, and I think he's got a lot left to do up at 172, because we knew he was going to fill out at 170, but he looked fucking perfectly fine standing next to JDM and showed it in the fight, man. And it was the bigger, stronger guy in that fight. And man, he's going to be a problem like that. I did see the some of the argument already starting that because they want to say they're similar with the takedowns and stuff, the GSP and mac and cheese. And I would just say mac and cheese has never head kick knocking out anybody. You know what I'm saying? And GSP dealt with wrestlers back in his day, offensive wrestlers that I don't think mac and cheese has had to even mess with in his career so far. So that'd be a very interesting matchup, but GSP is the all-around better fighter. Like, we can calm down on that stuff.
The grappling is competitive there, I would say, but I think GSP striking has a decent size edge. And I mean,
head and shoulders.
Yeah, mac and cheese's striking has come a very long way.
Good.
I mean,
it is
good enough, especially when the grappling is as elite as it is.
He hits hard too. It's not like, and his technique is fine, that he hits hard. Like, if he hits guys clean, he can rock them. He does damage, which is what matters, especially when you fight like he does, that he's trying to get you down. And yeah, he hits hard enough.
Yes, sir. What are your thoughts? Who's he gonna fight next, and who do you actually want him to fight next?
I don't know, man. I think him. I don't know, man. Do you give him the kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's probably a little early for Morales. Sean Brady, like, I mean, we'll talk about that, but he blew his golden opportunity he had set up. Pratis does what he does, but I don't know, man. It's very, very interesting. We got to see what happens this weekend with Gary, and like, Shave Cat's the fight though. Like, that's what we got to see with like all. He's got to fight like a few of these guys now though. Like, it's the division has like gotten like so top heavy now, looking very good. Shave Cat's just not a shoe in to get a title shot anymore. And
especially just how long he's been out. And I don't even know if they know he's even return yet. So
exactly,
that's the tough spot. I mean,
who do you want to see him fight?
Well, I mean, they're talking about this Usman shit. I don't know. I mean, that's Ali just fucking sending those tweets out and trying to get paid on both sides, but they can't give Usman a shot off a win off of Buckley. Like, what are we doing here? They might, just because Usman is a name. I don't know how much that's going to affect things going forward, based on, there's not really pay-per-views anymore. So
they need to get another fight out of Usman, I think, to another younger contender.
He can fight anybody who won recently.
Yeah, exactly. They need, if he wins one of those, then I would hear it. But
yeah, you can't get a win off
because you know what's going to happen though. We know he's going to get trucked. Why not get another fight out of him and see if he can test one of the younger dudes? But we'll see. Like, we'll talk about Morales. Like, I mean, a guy that has just a different dynamic, like him and Pratis are the guys to me, but I think they get fucking steamrolled is the problem. Like, I think what happens to Morales is what we thought was going to happen Saturday night.
I think if Gary beats Bilal and it's pretty decisively, I think he gets the next shot. I hope he gets the next shot. I like that better, sadly, than Usman. And then let's do Praches and old who did he,
give him and Morales would just be that's the fight. Like, as far as like what
that needs to be a 5-round. That needs to be a 5-round main event. That will be very fun. We won't touch on this for too long. You obviously cashed a nice one on this one. Once again, the feather or flyweight fucking goat is still undervalued, even when fighting a very good fighter. Just absolutely one-sided fight, but it is Valentina, so it was very boring because she basically has no finishing capabilities. So yeah, it was a good win. Very surprising. Thought it was going to be a close fight. Valentina sadly shut that down and just bored us to tears for 25 minutes. Wes?
Yeah, before touching that, I will say, like, it's not any kind of like, I don't think anything's going to touch Mayweather, McGregor, and anytime soon, but I know it's a little hindsight. Getting Makachev minus 250 against a guy we knew he was just going to fucking grapple the shit out of was crazy.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if the thing is, the odds were, I think, shifted so much because of that Bilal Muhammad performance. Because before that, I mean, he was fucking. We know we were on Burns. We were a couple minutes away from cashing a ticket there, and yeah,
and it didn't, like, even after weigh-ins and people seeing like, well, there's not going to be the size difference to stop some of the grappling.
The price did go up. The price
barely though. Barely. It only went up to like minus 300. It only moved about 50 cents, which is fucking crazy, man. But anyways, Valentina as well. Like, I think I posted her last 3 lines in her last 3 fights, which is as much disrespect as you could imagine. Like, we've seen what she can do. And then you had, like, I thought the fight would be a little closer, just closer to where I thought Valentina would have had to work a little bit harder for the takedowns, would have had to stay at distance a little bit more and throw those kicks and shit. But she bullied Weili, which is like, it was boring as hell, but that's still a little impressive, that performance, to bully Weili like that's wild. And like, Weili just, hey, she took her shot. She goes back down and gets a bell back. Cause I think she's very good, but man, this is where size matters, you know, like, you get down these smaller chicks, but yeah, still Valentina's impressive. I don't know what they do with her now. Like, there's not much that, like, they're still trying. They're letting Weili.
Are you gonna fight Blanchfield?
Who knows, man? But who was the one that they Natalia Silva is who they're talking? It's like they're gonna bet her the same way, and they're gonna give us another good line on Valentina, and maybe we'll get to cash one more before she's done.
Works for me. Bit of breaking news. Old Sergey Spivak is out of his fight. We got Where's Waldo? Cortez Acosta coming in on short notice against Gaziev. Interesting.
Fatties will fatty.
Fatty will fatty. And it's midweek and he's flying to Qatar. Because I'm assuming he was not there. So that's gonna be an interesting fight, I think.
Good, because I was trying to talk myself out of betting fucking Sergey once again and probably watching him getting fucking smoked.
Yep. So we will see how that goes. Rest of the main card, very fun, very violent. We were incredibly wrong on this one. Michael Morales knocks out Sean Brady. Brady never even shot. Just an elite performance. Yeah, he could. He was getting lit up the whole time. Yeah. Consensus loser on that one. Thought Morales wasn't ready for the spot, but he's very fucking good, even at the age that he is. Tough setback for Brady. Took a very big risk and paid for it. Staying in welterweight division, another one. Carlos Prates loses first round and then comes out and just perfectly times an absolute thunderous left hand right down the pipe while Leon's in the air and just smashes him. Another one that I cashed, made it fairly easy. Still looks ugly getting these wins. Benoit, big swinging to knee, knocks out the chin of Beneil Dariush in 16 seconds. What do you got on these 3 ones, Wes?
Yeah, Brady took a massive risk, and man, it did not pay off. And I didn't think this was going to be that bad of a matchup for him. He's never really had a problem getting in on guys, but man,
the length of this guy is
he uses it perfect. Yeah, dude. Like, he he does very well backing up off some Brady shot and landing something, just landing something on him over and over. That was impressive, man. Like, that was very impressive. Morales is a dude. Pratis is one of the most exciting fighters in MMA, like straight up. I'm glad I got to see this dude kill somebody live. And I just think, though, with him, you're going to get some times where he just gets like grapple fucked or something like that, or they do something to make it very boring. He never gets that shot off and he loses some fights. Like, that's just going to be Pratis. But on any given night, that guy could knock out anybody, and it's going to be spectacular. And I'll always tune in for something like that. And yeah, it's time for Benny to hang it up. Like, that was brutal. That's one of the fastest knockouts in UFC history. Like, that was fucking brutal, man. Like, big swinging fucking, he swung, man.
He fell down first, but then he swung.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think I'm going to be very cautious in betting old big swing into knee against anybody with a bit of a chin, and basically just anybody that's decent, because he's still very sketchy. Only got 16 seconds of it, but it was still interesting finish for old BSD. We'll do half the prelims. We got Bo Nickel knocking out Adolfo Vieira. Very nice. Very, very nice. Hobocop takes out Roman Kopylov by decision. Aaron Blanchfield with the no hook rear naked choke after losing the first round to Chasey Cortez. That was nice to see, because that was another one that I bet and won. And then I would say the surprise of the night, Ethan Ewing defeats Malcolm Wellmaker. Wellmaker was kind of trying to get hyped up and kind of got humbled. Wes?
Yeah, Bo Nickel did what he was kind of supposed to do. I think you called that pretty
decent,
perfectly,
though.
and saying,
Looked better.
Looked good against a very tough guy. Like, Vieira is a tough dude to get out of there like that. And to just, I mean, what I noticed was like just the feint that Nickel had that entire fight had Vieira just frozen, and Bo like put it on him. Sean talked about it on the show that he thought that's kind of how it would go, and his hands would look good. And yeah, they look very good. I think Bo's always been a decent striker, but he's still got like no resistance in this fight. And he's going to get resistance again. And that's going to be the question. Like, we know the skills of this guy. It's what happens when he gets resistance. Hobocop did Hobocop things, got tired in the third round and got, clipped up again. So like, that's perfect Hobo. But I ended up with, I think I had him in a parlay, but I had some Bo and some BSD. And then, I had Blanchfield like in a big one with mac and cheese. And it looked a little, the first round had me like, oh shit, it's going to be one of those chick fights. She lays an egg, like tends to happen sometimes. And now it was a nice choke. And then, Ewing actually won something in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, dude. I ended up taking some over in that fight. It was 1.5. Nice. I ended up taking it. Early on, you could see, I still thought Wellmaker like was going to go on to win this fight, but early on, you could tell Ewing is not some bum they just drug off the street. This kid can fight, man. And that was a really good performance against a hyped up guy, a dude who's still like pretty good, I think. Ewing might be good. Like, that dude looked very good Saturday night in a big fight that dude took on 48 hours notice, flew across the country and went out there and performed like that. Like, major props to that guy.
Yes, sir. Finally, the early prelim card, you got Kyle Dawkins just subbing out the Meerkat in 50 seconds. Had thrown a dart on Meerkat sub, not even close. I mean, Dawkins is doing what the little Dukakis is
Yeah.
doing what he's supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't think too much of finishing the Meerkat in 2025, but he did smoke out Michelle Pereira, who's hard to get rid of. I guess we'll see what he looks like after some resistance once he fights somebody decent, but I don't know, maybe he's a lot better and got his head on straight after his first run in the UFC kind of floundered somewhat quickly. Rest of the prelims: Pat Sabatini by decision, Fatima Klein by decision, Angela Hill just a step or two behind, but still durable as a $2 steak. The Suxayev he's okay, but he thinks he's fucking Chimaev. And then Camilo took out the Cold Soup by decision. Wes, anything on the early prelims?
Yeah, I mean, you hit everything about Dukakis. We'll see. Ended up getting the Sabatini. Had a little on Sabatini. Had some round even money. Pat Sabatini's turned into a very tough out, man. Like he's gonna be like a measuring stick guy to do.
Chin. Yeah, liability. But I mean, until he gets,
you got to get it.
Until he gets to somebody decent, it might not show up.
Yeah, Fatima Klein did kind of what she should have done against Angela Hill, but the more important thing is we talked about on the show, this was an over that I thought, like last week there was a women's over. This one was a couple dollars short. The over was minus 325. That went into a pretty big parlay for me. I believe it was the BSD Dariush under. I don't know, one of them, but and then this fucking suck right off dude, like I don't know, he thinks he's the business, and then this fucking like journeyman goes in there and like gives him everything he wanted for a little bit. So we'll see. And then Cold Soup. Cold Soup is like he's about a cadaver at this fucking point. Like that guy might be done. That was a fun card. I actually enjoyed watching that card from the beginning, starting with that Cold Soup fight. Like it was still a fun fight and kicked off a pretty good card, man. Hope we can get more of those, please. No more pay-per-views, but that was the last pay-per-view, right?
No, we still got.
We got one more, right?
We got Jan versus
that's
the Snooze Machine, and we got Pantoja against Van. So that'll be a fun little dude's last pay-per-view ever.
We're gonna get another like hindsight line on Pantoja.
What's the number? I mean, he's 220. It's more respected than I thought it would be.
That's about where I thought it would be, in that range, but I still think that's good. We're gonna look back and that's gonna be short again, kind of how it was against who was the guy they just brought over a couple fights back. When he fucking smoked him.
Oh, what the hell's his name? Oh man,
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember now either. The Japanese dude.
Yeah, Asakura. That's
Asakura. Yeah. We'll see. It's going to be a fun fight. Pantoja is one of the. Yeah.
Be very good. On to UFC Qatar.
Who knows how this is going to be?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's obviously better than a fucking warehouse card. That's for damn sure.
Bag, so.
A lot of decent fights. Got a special one to start the night. We got a dude that's beating up Polish trash men, and the retired Michael Douglas, isn't he like 90 years old? It's fucked up. And he is taking on a guy that's 34 years old and making his debut. What do you got, Wes? Denzel Freeman.
Yeah, I mean, Denzel Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Denzel was like, get your shit together. I mean, this is an older cat that like he gets cut from PFL or leaves PFL, and then I mean goes to LFA and does the business on some bumps. I guess he did beat that Aspud guy who was, I don't know. I guess that dude had a tiny bit of hype, and I mean he gets him, wins the belt over there. Now he's getting a UFC shot against, like you said, a dude coming from fucking like, where is it? Turkey or.
He's Polish. He's
That's
fighting.
Polish, yeah.
It's
And it
Polish.
looks like he's a jujitsu guy. The fucking, or is he a taekwondo dude? No, he's a grappling guy. Yeah, he's like a jujitsu gi guy or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna get funny. Watch. This is prime setup for a fatties. Two dudes coming from other orgs for some reason fighting over in fucking the desert over here. We're getting a fucking straight up 1.5 at some plus money on two dudes that like we have no clue why they're even fucking over here right now. I think this could get really sloppy. I'm gonna take that 1.5, and I've been like off 1.5s and fatties for a little bit. I've actually been hitting some unders.
Yeah.
This seems like prime fatties to me, so I'll take some of that. I think there's some plus 125 out there, plus 120, something like that. Yeah, that's too good of a price on a straight 1.5 to pass up.
Yeah, we don't get too many true fatties anymore, so it takes something special. I think if you really need action, over 1.5 is the play in this fight.
I wouldn't advise taking this like with any serious money here.
No, because these guys are, especially the Polish dude is fighting absolute fucking frauds.
He could go fall on his head in the fucking first round. Who knows?
100%. I will pick Denzel Washington Freeman. Next up, welterweight division, Nirolo Aliev. He's taking on Shaquem the Dream Rock. Who are these people, Wes?
I'm not sure I've seen this Supreme Rock. I know Aliev is decent. Like he's got a couple decent wins in the UFC. He's decision machine. I guess a lot of these dudes are down at this division, but I just haven't seen this Rock guy. I don't watch a ton of Octagon. Sometimes I catch some of it, see highlights, but I can't remember catching anything on this dude. He's going to split decision wins in his last fight. I guess you got to pick the UFC vet here who's got some decent wins, but I just haven't seen enough of this Rock guy to be betting Aliev at minus 275 or some shit like that. So yeah, it's a total pass for me.
Yeah, that's fair. It's tough to know with these debuting guys. Sometimes they come in and look like $1 million, and other times they get the UFC jitters. So it's
Aliev over in the desert, 10-0 UFC experience. It seems too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? And then minus 275, and it's one of those where he gets rocked and fucking taken out in front of the royal family or some shit.
Yeah. We'll see if Aliev can implement the wrestling. I think that's what he wants to do. Yeah, I will sit back and watch. Seems like this Rock
British dude against a grappler. Like
the British dude is allegedly a grappler because he's got eight subs.
Are they ever really though?
Yeah, so we'll see if he has. I don't think he's gonna have the wrestling to do much about that. So it's we're probably looking at a probably somewhat boring decision.
What is some decision?
Minus 155.
Yeah, still. Yeah.
No thanks.
No,
thank you. Next up, let's see. Give me 1 second. Okay, that it's there. We got is fucking did they move Dalby up a bunch? Oh yeah, he's way up there. Ryan Loader taking on Ishmael Nardiev. Wes?
Yeah, I mean, this is just all comes down to can Loader get a takedown? Like straight up, this dude is pretty much nothing more than a pure wrestler that wants to take you down and hold you down. The thing is, Nardiev, I think Park kind of like bodied him up and was trying for takedowns and shit. Nardiev did land when he was on his feet, so I really don't know if Loader's going to be able to take him down, because if he can, Loader's probably going to get a second round stoppage or a shitty decision here. But if this stays on the feet for like any amount of time, like Loader is horrible. This dude's like I see, he's 30-something-year-old like NCAA wrestler from way back that was just wrestling the shit out of dudes on Tough a couple seasons back. So if he can wrestle, he's going to win. If this fight's on the feet at any amount of time, he's probably going to get knocked out like he did last time. So I want to bet Nardia, but I don't want to lay minus 140 on a dude that could absolutely get grapple fucked here. So probably going to be a pass.
Yeah. Not ideal when your path to victory is grappling and getting takedowns, and you got to take down 14%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nordiev probably has enough defensive grappling to keep this on the feet, and then it's probably his game. Numbers, it's got a lot better in the last couple of days.
Yep, there is. I am seeing some 134, 133 out there. That's
getting close. It's getting close.
Might be playable.
Yeah, might be playable. Next up, we got the bag of cats, Almakhan, taking on the shitty Taporia. Wes?
Yeah, I think we saw this same scenario kind of they're not on the same card this time, but we saw this play out not long ago. Yeah, when I was looking over this card, this fight just kind of jumped to me, man. I think this Almakhan dude is actually pretty fucking decent, man. Like, he had a decent showing against fucking Umar, and then like he smokes fucking Katona. I mean, I think the guy might be okay, man. And then we're like, to this line, even at like it being pretty much a pick 'em, like $1 of it has probably got to be fucking the name here, man, because Topuria is like okay, but like, I mean, the dude's barely fought over the past, we'll say 5 years, like not much experience. He does have a couple in the past, like, what is it, 2 or 3 years now. And then he's fighting Kobe Thickness to like a very close decision, like last time out. Man, something's screaming to me this line is just way fucking off. I think we have one dude that's pretty fucking good and another guy that's got a name, man. So I think Almakhan is one of my favorite bets on this card, man. Nothing huge. I like no sides like I like last week, but I like Almakhan quite a bit here. Probably a decision, but man, I would not be surprised if he finished Topuria in this fight. And I think this is just a line based on a name more than anything. So Almakhan, pretty big for me.
100% agree. This line is quite off in my opinion, and it's that name is getting a lot of respect. When it's a Nurmagomedov or even just an Ev at the end, usually you definitely got a bit of edge on you're paying for that name, but usually those guys can back it up. I'm not so certain that this Topuria is much of anything. Obviously smoked a couple of guys that are absolutely terrible before coming to the UFC, and then, like you said, goes to a somewhat close decision against a not very special fighter in Thickness.
Amazon driver, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Bag of Cats too. So that's going to be the consensus bet of the week. There's some plus 110s out there. There's you can definitely shop around and get some plus money. I think we'll take it at plus 110.
Some plus 125 at Bet365.
Oh, here we go. Well, I have that book. You have that book. We will be betting at that book. We are taking that number plus 125. Next up, we got some more fellers. Abdul Rahman Yakiev. Pretty sure that guy's from Wyoming. He's taken on the Rafael Tsarukyan, something like that, Wes.
Yeah, this one guy's got a full name for his first name. I don't know if I've ever seen. He got 2 first names. This dude's got a full name for his first name.
Yep.
Yeah, like this guy's just destroyed everybody. He's supposed to be something. I don't know. I guess we'll see. They are serving this guy up. The bum of bums, the dude that loves to he's like Johnny Walker Light. He loves to get just highlight reeled. So I think they're setting this up for that to happen. There's not really too much to do with that. I like the under for a parlay piece. I think this guy maybe even first round. I know there's some first round ends in first round out there like minus 200 or something like that. I think this is just going to be some highlight shit. This guy's getting served up a dude that gets obliterated by anybody, and it's going to happen again. So I might work that under 1.5 into something.
Fucking minus 300 for a under 1.5.
It's wild, but I'm telling you, this he's gonna clock this motherfucker. It's gonna be ugly.
Yeah. Him in even round 1 is like minus 170. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, the bettors knew what was going on here. This opened minus 600. It was 800 for a while. It was 1,200 for a while, and now we settled in at minus 1,800 at some spots.
It's something happening here. This guy is like friends with some fucking local royalty over here. They're serving him up a body.
Yep. And he is going to dispose of it, and probably in the very first round and probably the first couple minutes. So that'll be fun. Cercara probably gets his walking papers after this fight. Next up, this should be a good one, as are most flyweight fights. Alex Perez taking on Asu Almabayev. Wes?
Yeah, this should be just absolutely fantastic skill-wise. Tough fight for me because, I mean, one, Perez been off for quite a bit. I think it's going on over a year he's fought. I think just how the fight plays out, is this going to be on the feet? This is going to be on the feet, then I think Perez has a shot to make a close 15-minute fight against almost anybody. His hands and striking are unbelievable, but as we've seen in 3 of his last 4, he went against guys that just could absolutely take him down and work him over, choke him out. So he got a fight to be on the feet against Nicolau, and he looked like we all think Perez should look like. So I want to bet Perez here, just thinking this might stay on the feet. I know Abamiev likes to strike at times, but he can go to that takedown if he needs to. And I just got a feeling that Perez is going to be keeping this close and laying hands, and he's going to get taken down and worked over and lose a couple rounds here. So that's what's scaring me off betting him. I've just seen it, like I said, three times out of his last 4 fights at this point. So Probably a pass, but I'll probably pick Perez, but it's just tough to talk myself into a bet on him.
It's tough. Alex Perez is let us down a bit in the past. We were obviously on him against the Mukaev. Had that served up to him. He just needed to step on the gas in the third and just couldn't do it. Decided not to do it. And then you see the good Perez when he takes out Mateus Nicolau. Obviously, that wins a bit of a mixed bag in hindsight. And then wins round 1 against Tatsuro Taira. And then in typical Alex Perez fashion, the body falls apart.
He's very talented, man. Very talented.
It's tough. I mean, he's just not performed in a bunch of big spots. And yeah, like he's got great skills. He's got pretty damn good takedown defense for this weight class. It's just hard to trust him based on kind of how he kind of comes up short in times where he's got a decent shot at it, especially as an underdog. So I think Almabayev does enough. Maybe Perez makes it close. I can't trust him anymore to step on the gas when needed. So I think Almabayev probably wins a close-ish decision. Next up, something called Say Kid.
Say Kid.
Say Kids is a Gakmiev. Man, that poor man.
What about
he's taken on the, for the most part, durable Nicholas Dalby. Is Dalby gonna do what Dalby has done, or is it gonna be a bit of what we saw kind of more recently with Dalby? Wes?
I mean, at these current lines, I think this is dog or pass, personally. Like, Dalby's still been pretty fucking durable. I mean, even last time it took like Randy Brown was catching him. You know what I'm saying? He was getting fucking hit and he landed some like all time shit. Like, it took that to get Dalby out of there. Like, I think Dalby's still pretty fucking durable even at his age. I mean, he's obviously fucking got the yams pulsing through his veins. It's going to keep that chin a little bit longer. But I mean, this other dude he's even fighting fucking Shinya Aoki in 2025 and shit.
3 years ago.
Oh, it was 3 years ago. Well, 2022, he's fucking dead. I mean, I guess he's got some other decent performances at one. I know he did, like, that's been 4 years, but he got choked out by fucking Carlston Harris like a few years back. So, I mean, look, like I said, it's dog or pass here. If this dude, he looks like he wants to grapple guys and shit, Dalby's a tough dude to like just straight up pure grapple. If you want to grab a hold of Dalby, like, you might like find out that you're getting reversed and shit on the cage and stuff and catching elbows and shit. So absolutely dog or pass for me. I'm probably going to talk myself into throwing at least a half shot on Dalby here because it's once again where his line's just ballooned up and we know he's a tough out for fucking anybody.
He is. He's been taking some damage, some more damage recently. Yeah, he had some success in the Randy Brown fight. I think the concern is the grappling. This guy seems to be very good.
Grapple. Yep,
he can grapple. I think it's going to be one of those ones where, you know, Dalby might have some success, you know, the first little bit, and then it's, you know, competitive on the feet. But this guy, I don't think is going to be one of those guys that, you know, gasses after, you know, a couple of failed attempts. So I think eventually he's going to wear down Dalby and probably gets the win. But would love to see a throwback Nicholas Dalby come from behind win, because it's pretty fun to watch when he does it. So, and if you're betting it, well, that makes it even sweeter. So we'll go with that. Featherweight division, Luke Riley, Bogdan Grad. There's a lot of debut fighters on this card, eh, Wes?
Yeah, this I think this Luke Riley guy's he's getting a little bit of hype. I'm seeing coming into this one. I mean, when you win over at Cage Warriors, you probably should, because that's one of the better promotions out there. The level of competition you're fighting is usually means more, and like that's about all you can go on with these dudes like this. A lot of padded records out there of guys fighting in fucking, I don't, FF fucking whatever. Add your letters there. Yeah, but like Grad was on a pretty good run. Like he beat a couple okay guys. Then Namoff kind of like ended that. That was a fun fight though. Those dudes kind of went back and forth, and Grad ended up losing a close decision. So I think this is going to be a good test for Riley to, I guess, see if he is good or not. Man, it's just another one where a guy that's got a couple UFC fights, it's probably going to be a close-ish kind of 15-minute fight at a lower weight class, and you're getting over 2-1 on Grad. So if I bet anything, it's another dogger pass for me. I just think this is going to be a very close fight, and it's going to go 15 minutes, and you probably want to be holding a 2-1 ticket at that point. So maybe, but Grad's the pick for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting because, these guys both don't go to many decisions. So this, could get interesting if it goes a bit longer. But that being said, Luke Riley's been fighting in a couple of five-round fights, but, it hasn't obviously got there yet. So yeah, it's hard for me. I'll watch and see what we got in Luke Riley. Yeah, Bogdan Grad, okay, but I think if the hype is real, then Riley obviously should win, and I don't really feel like paying to find out. We got the returning Gucci, Kyoji Horiguchi, coming back, and they did not give him a cupcake. He's taking on Tagir Ulanbekov. Wes?
No, this is a pretty tough fight. I think Ulanbekov is pretty good. I mean, I know that was a good win last time out. I'm not so sure about it in hindsight though. When Azad goes out and loses to Mitch Raposo in his next fight, but yeah, I think Ulanbekov is a decent fight for Gucci coming back. Man, just for me, it's hard. It's another one to where like I think Gucci is like one of the better fighters of this lower weight class of the last generation, man. And you're getting him at plus 170 or so, plus 165 in a fight that's probably going to be close, and it's probably going to go 15 unless Gucci lands something crazy like he can at times, or pull off a sub or something. But I don't know, man. I could see this fight going a few different ways. Gucci's going to be the pick as a dog, and I just think a guy that's historically fought some of the better dudes in this division over the past fucking 7-8 years. I mean, he hasn't fought in almost a year. Is he coming up? His injury was before that.
Horizon fight.
Yeah, well, he fought Sergio and then fought Zulu last year. I think the injury was before that, but yeah, he should be healthy, starting to get a little older for these lower weight classes. So he's 34, 35 at this point. So yeah, I'm going to pick Gucci, but yeah, it's hard to bet a 35-year-old at this point, this division.
This fight was scheduled for June of this year, and Horiguchi withdrew. So I don't. Is that
Yeah.
did he withdraw from because of an injury, or was it
It
something
might
else?
have been. Well, I know he had a fucking knee, so that was like a couple years ago. So
Yeah.
that would be fine at this point. But I don't remember what the withdrawal was for.
Not sure. Yeah, obviously the concern is, a 35-year-old flyweight with a pretty decent amount of fights on his record. Up until recently, he wasn't really cutting weight down to 125. Obviously, he did that last time out, but before that, he was fighting at, 35. Not really, just kind of sort of cutting weight at the old.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the concern. I think obviously he's going to have a decent advantage on the feet, and that's why Ulanbekov is going to try to take him down.
Yep.
So it really just depends on what that takedown defense looks like at this point. Obviously, DJ was able to get him down a ton in that fight, but
he's been taken down.
He has been taken down. Ali Bags got him a couple times, and then obviously outside the UFC, he's been taken down. So I'm hoping he can kind of sprawl and brawl and kind of do what Tim Elliott was able to do against Ulanbekov, land something big and get some respect and stuff some takedowns. I want him to win. MMA's sad, so I feel like he's gonna come back after all these years when he should have been fighting here a lot before this. And
yeah, the prime years of his career were literally taken out of the UFC.
Unfortunately, so I'm probably gonna pick sadness. So Ulanbekov wins a close decision, but don't blame people for taking the price on a very, very good fighter that does have finishing capabilities. The fight that I had referenced when we were doing the recap, we got the Shamil Gaziev taking on Where's Waldo Acosta, Cortez Acosta, that's going to be flying across the world a couple days before he has to fight. Wes? Anything on this matchup?
I have no idea yet. I have to see lines and props and stuff, but I would be looking for an over in that fight. Absolutely.
Yep. Let's get fat. Cortez Acosta is for the most part very tough to finish. I don't think he's going to be, fighting to his capabilities, but I think he'll be there to be beat up a bit before it happens. So yeah. The over 1.5 is probably the play, and Gaziev probably wins. Next up, Jack Hermanson going down to welterweight. Now, he's going down. We have not seen proof that he's actually going to make welterweight, but interesting. He's taking on the dentist, McDeck Orobai. Wes?
Yeah, going to 170 at 37 when the dude was a pretty fucking stout fucking 85er. I gotta see that, and like that just that would get me away from taking any kind of shot on Hermanson. Even if I thought skill wise he matched up decently well here. I don't know. I gotta see the weigh-ins and shit, but yeah, I mean, Hermanson skill wise and like matchup, like I don't think this is like a horrible matchup for him. I mean, we've seen the old Robbie fight against Rabeski, and I don't put it past Hermanson being able to get some takedowns and top game and stuff in this fight either. Yeah, I gotta see the scale though. If he makes 170 and doesn't look like fucking a crack addict,
he's going to.
I mean that 2-1 would look a whole lot better if I could see him not look like it's probably going to, which would probably be a pass for me. But yeah, I got to see I want to see the weigh-ins.
Yeah, I think he's gonna look weird.
Gotta look bad, right?
On 170. because I really think the only way that he's gonna really make 170 is if he's gonna lose a bunch of muscle, because this dude
Yep.
was pretty shredded
Yeah.
and big at 185. So I think he's gonna look weird. I'm not sold that he's gonna make this weight. If he does, I don't know. It gets interesting. I don't know. Like I'm not completely sold that he's gonna just be able to out grapple Oral B. Oral B's a pretty decent grappler. You know, he can be taken down, but he's got pretty decent offensive grappling as well. I don't know. It's a weird fight. It's hard to know what you're gonna get at 170 or 170 ish from Jack Hermanson. Oral B was kind of a letdown. You know, when he gassed and couldn't finish the job against Rebechki. Then he goes out there last time out against a decent debuting fighter and gets him out of there. So I think he's got skills. I don't know if that was just a hiccup against Rebechki. So I'll pick the Oral B, but it's a weird one. I don't know what to do with this one, just because I don't know what to expect from Hermanson at 170-ish.
He said ish.
In the greatest welter weight class the UFC has, we got the Volkan Ozdemir taking on Alonzo Menifield. Wes, how bad is this fight going to be?
I think it's going to be horrible. I think Volkan's going to win a horrible fight here. I'm no way in hell I'm laying over 2-1 on fucking I know Volkan, but I don't know. This over is like some plus money, and I think we see one of these classic Volkan fights to where he knows he's got a guy in front of him that's got a little power, and he's not going to engage with it. He's going to sit and fucking pity pat some shit and probably win a shitty decision off of Menifield. Menifield just I don't know. He got built up with this guy that lays dudes out and shit for a while, and that ain't what it is anymore. Fighting just the top of this bit, as bad as this division is, like they're not fucking just absolute bums that are going to get hit by just wild hooks that Menifield used to get guys with. So yeah, I kind of like the over. Maybe the fight starts round 3. There's some minus 105 at one book out there right now. I mean, if I was betting a side anyway, I'd probably look at that Volkan decision, man. There's some plus 300 out there. Like, that's about the only way I would go. There's no way I would lay juice on Volkan, but I think he wins kind of a shitty decision here, and I'm going to take some of that over.
Yeah, Menifield's obviously coming off two wins, but I know he's a big underdog against C, but that was a pretty bad performance by C.
Dude refused to throw literally anything.
Yeah, just wild. Volkan, he decently close fight against Alberg. Hasn't fought in a year. I don't know. That's not the greatest. The over. I think if this gets, out of the first round, if Menifield doesn't just fight absolutely stupid and just set Volkan up on a tee to knock his ass out, then this probably does go deep. So I kind of agree with you with the over. I don't know if I like it enough to bet money on it, but that's kind of how I see this fight going. And yeah, we're going to get a possibly very boring 3-round decision by the Volkan. Next up, we could have another boring fight. Depends kind of how this goes. Is Bilal Muhammad going to go back to what got him the title in the first place, or is he going to fight like a moron like he did against JDM? We're going to find out. Bilal Muhammad taking on the cuck, Ian Machado Gary.
Yeah, I think if Bilal didn't fight like an absolute idiot, he'd still have his belt, or he would be having the title fight last weekend. And the dude's not absolute. Maybe he is. If he's not an absolute total idiot, he goes back to that in this fight, and I think he can have success if he goes back to what he does best. we've watched Gary already get taken down and controlled in a fight when a dude needed it, and I think Bilal can do that if he tries to do it. So I haven't betted yet, but this is absolute dogger pass for me. Probably going to take a little bit of Bilal at over 2-1 here. There's just an absolute path for him. I think we all know it. It's just after watching what he did against JDM, it's what's this dude going to walk in there and do? Try to. I know he said this week too that like he's going to go in there and strike with Gary. I think that's bullshit. I think that's just playing some bullshit personally. So I like Bilal in this spot. I think he can win a very boring Bilal decision if he sticks to what he does best.
Yeah, after that JDM fight, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Bilal. We won money on him against Edwards, and kind of planned on him being able to do the same against Jack Della, and then he fought like a moron and still almost won a decision. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like he is 37 now. He is fighting a 28-year-old. I never really thought much of Ian Gary. I bet Proches last time out. The performance against Rock, the Shave Cat, was obviously a lot better than people expected. Now, I'm still not sold on if, was that a bad night for Shave Cat? Probably. And was it more impressive because of what everybody thought was going to happen in the fight? I don't know. He just doesn't seem to impress me. And even in that Proches fight, he kind of wilted down the stretch and let Proches get back in that fight. I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm not sold on Bilal. Just being able to, lay on this guy and grind on this guy for 25 minutes. And when it's not, Gary's got pretty decent striking, and he could catch Bilal's chin. I'll pick Ian and Gary to win the decision. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get him a title shot, because this could end up being very, very boring, and that's how Bilal wants to win. Because if he fights like he did against JDM, I think he's going to get tuned up pretty good. So this probably goes 3 rounds. Yeah, I definitely think it goes 3 rounds. And we might be in for a boring one, but I think Ian Gary will do enough to win the decision. Main event. We got the Arman Tsarukyan finally back in there after he blew his title shot. Taking on the Hangman, Dan Hooker. Wes?
Yeah, you got to stay away from those influencers, bro. They're no good for your career. Yeah, I feel that Tsarukyan, even after this fucking dumb layoff and the shit that happened after the Charles fight, they're setting him up for a performance here, man, over in the Middle East. I think he's going to run through Dan Hooker and get right back on track. I like Tsarukyan inside the distance here. I just don't think Dan Hooker can go 25 minutes with Tsarukyan in this spot. Yeah, I was looking at the under. I thought it was 4.5. It's not. It's 3.5. That's right on the borderline to me, because we know Dan Hooker's as tough as they come. Was kind of looking at that, though. If I could have got 4.5, that kind of saves you from Hooker pulling off that fucking insane miracle shit that he does from time to time after taking an absolute ass kicking. I'm still not sure how good Dan Hooker actually is. He gets the fuck beat out of him like in every fight, and he can hit hard. So he like catches dudes from time to time. I think Tsarukyan rolls here. I'm going to be taking him inside the distance. I can't remember what we saw earlier was the best price on that. There's some minus 140 out there. Yeah, that I'm all in on that. I like that quite a bit. And yeah, I think Tsarukyan is gonna get a performance here, and I'm not sure how much closer that gets him back into a title picture after like the shit that happened. Like they always fucking punish these dudes for doing dumb shit, pulling out of fights and shit. They just always get punished for that. So it's got to be very, very spectacular, and that's very possible against Dan Hooker. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Tsarukyan, he's very fucking good. This number is getting up there against a guy that's been around for a long time, and recently he's been doing enough to get the edge in some close fights. I just think Tsarukyan is going to have the grappling. I think he's got takedowns. I think he's going to be able to control Hooker and possibly snatch something up. And even when it's on the feet, like Tsarukyan's come a long way. I think his striking is decent, but obviously he's just going to use that striking to get in positions to grapple, and then I think it's his world on the ground. So I agree. I think Tsarukyan does get him out of there. Might have to take him inside. Tough to do against a guy that's pretty damn durable in Dan Hooker, but
that's gonna run out here very soon too. That guy's taking a lot of fucking shit.
He is taking a lot of beatings, 35 career fights, and got beat up by Arnold Allen. I mean, obviously that was 3 years ago, and obviously the Michael Chandler destruction was another one. And this guy took a decent step away from fighting for a bit there. Armin is fucking all in, and I think he is gonna do the business. So I'll probably be taking him inside, and I think he probably gets it within the first couple rounds. Just shows his domination, and I think he wants to do that, especially to make a big enough noise to try to get another shot at the title shot. I don't know, like you, I don't know if it'll be enough, but I mean, Taburi's got to fight somebody. So,
yep,
he's pretty fucking good. So, we'll see. Should be a fun fight for however long it lasts. It's a decent card. They got to take something decent to the Middle East. So this is what we get. And then what do we got? We got
a week off, I think, don't we?
We got a week off.
Holidays.
Yes, we do. 1 week off for old Thanksgiving for you guys, and then we're back for the last pay-per-view
ever.
Maybe. Allegedly.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. I think that main's a little more interesting. We'll talk about it, but I think that main is a little bit interesting because I think there's something coming into play that you'd like to talk about now. Is guys taking a lot of fights in a calendar year, and it's happening.
That being said, if there is somebody out there that can beat
EPO
that, they can EPO their way out of that. It may just be Merab. So we'll see. So yeah, we will see you folks in 2 weeks. I think the card starts at what time is it? I gotta check on old Tout Master.
Is it early?
Yeah, well, it's in Qatar. It starts
sometimes
at
they don't.
10 Eastern. So
because it's
get your Tout Master picks in, and
don't be like Lance and be in the money and forget his picks. All year in the money. Like you're probably gonna finish in the money if you just don't do this, and God does that.
Yep, that's the way she goes. I mean, he'll tell you that he doesn't give a fuck about $5, but still shitty to take time to put those picks in all year and forget the last month of the year. All right. You have a good one.
Yep. Peace.
That's